let's see. We had some people die on the ship. It was very sad.
Do I know that?
Probably you would by now, because you would have been. It's been a couple days since then.
Okay.
So you would know that the ship was attacked by sea devils, and Madame Badger Medlar, the old fortune teller, she met her demise, and right off the bat she was slain, bled all over the ship's deck, and then one of the sea devils grabbed Jack Scrimshaw and took off with him.
Okay.
Very emotional scene.
Yeah. But Patrick at least has his dagger and his scrimshaw. So, you know, when life gives you lemons.
Maybe I just felt something for the boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Needed a
Like
memory.
50 gold worth.
Yeah, we don't believe
Really?
that. Really?
It's a really nice scrimshaw.
Yeah, I kind of wondered.
So, that's what happened. You recover from your severe treatment, and the ship, after a few days, drops anchor off the shore of a large jungle island. The sounds of the jungle and the thick smell of sulfur are carried to the ship by a gentle offshore breeze. The sky is darkened by the plumes of smoke that erupt from the island's two blackened mountaintops. The crew is gathered on deck, a motley, smelly crowd, and the captain explains that you are all going to be split up. I like the accent that my dog adds when I say a motley, smelly crowd. She can always be counted on to rip one right at the right time. Thank you so much.
There's ambiance.
Alright. So the captain addresses the crew. We will go to this island. Havli's group will gather supplies. Patch, Narwhal, and Kipper, you will each lead a group to search for fresh food. Whichever group comes back with the most meat will have their fill of rum for 3 days. There's some cheering, yes, people are excited about rum. And since nobody knows yet which group they're with, there's some jockeying for position going on around the ship, you know, trying to make themselves seen by the team captains. Peppery has also asked to take a small group to find some reagents for her alchemical experiments.
They're not experiments, per se.
Okay, to find, anyways, Peppery will be taking a group. Klaus, the old man with the glasses, is very excited and expresses interest to go along on Peppery's group. He appears to be alone in that. I have named those in charge of each group. You may each pick 2 others to take with you. So the groups are chosen, and you 5, along with Jaundiced Jape, who is now looking very jaundiced indeed, are left without a group. Once the rowboat with the first 4 has departed, the captain calls you all to the side. He introduces you to a woman you may have seen once or twice. Her name is Cocky Tarun. She's got the look of a lady of the night. The body and the self-care that you would expect, but a fierce passion burns in her eyes, which is rarely found in women of that oldest of professions. Cocky, here is your crew. The girl looks insulted. How can I be expected to do anything with this? You wanted more responsibility? This is your chance to prove your worth to your captain. Do it or continue to do nothing. It is your choice. The captain heads back to his cabin, leaving you with Cocky Tarun. Alright, for better or worse, you're the team that's going to help me prove to the captain that I'm his girl. Somewhere on this island is a temple. In that temple is the serpent's tongue. It's an artifact that makes its bearer not only able to speak, but to persuade in any language. You're gonna help me get it for Captain Harrigan. Savvy?
Savvy.
Cocky Tarun goes and packs her bag, and you all gather your things. Jaundiced Jape is the only one who just stands there waiting for the rowboat to return. The sky is dark. A thick blanket of smoke covers the island, but the wind is calm, making the trek from the ship to the shore in the rowboat a piece of cake.
So it's nighttime.
Nope, it's daytime.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and the island is very green. It's really kind of gray because everything's covered in ash. From kind of, you can easily see where the highest point of the high tide is because that's where you can see the brown of the sand. But above that, everything's ash. It almost looks, it's kind of ironic because it's so hot here, but it looks Christmassy. There's like this sort of a snow cover on everything. Of course, it's not snow. And you probably couldn't make a snowman with it. But still, don't eat the yellow ash. So, Cocky, once you get to shore, Cocky pulls out this piece of paper. It's this old yellowed piece of paper, and she holds it up. It says here to look for the tongue between the nostrils. The mouth leads to the belly of the beast. Whatever that means. It's clearly on this island. How odd could it be? And she begins walking into the jungle.
Okay, well, everyone's sitting there. I just start following her.
Okay.
Well, everyone's like deciding what they're gonna do.
That's what I was wondering. Like,
I'm
we
just writing
following
it down so
behind
we
her?
forget later. Yeah, so follow after. Can we see from where we are any height? I guess not all the ash.
You could see.
Like if any of the mountainy configurations look like nostrils and a face or...
Not from where you are. But you could see the two mountains, sort of the volcanoes, right, rising up out of the jungle back on the ship. Now that you're right there in the jungle, you just see the jungle.
So from the ship, which direction did we see that? Like from where we are now, that way or this
You would
way,
be
or...
on the southern shore of the island.
Okay.
So it's sort of, you had one mountain closer to you and one that was farther away. You could see both of them from where you were. Sure. You follow her into the jungle. There's not really what you would consider to be trails. Or paths. There's some game trails, right? So she just kind of picks a random narrow entrance where some animals have made their way from the jungle to the beach, and she follows it into the jungle. Why don't you make survival checks for me? What are you smiling
I'm
about?
not surviving very well already.
18.
16.
4.
Oh, I'm better than her. 8.
She dies of
I have 0
asphyxiation.
on survival.
She dies of
22.
asphyxiation.
Oh!
I have 0 on survival. I start this one crying.
As you journey into the jungle, the ground rumbles, accompanied with a sound sort of like thunder. There's this wave of heat and this thick smell of sulfur, like hard-boiled eggs that were boiled too long.
Oh, lovely.
Melissa, you recognize some tracks in there's some soft dirt here, and you recognize there's some tracks in it. Some of you would see it, and you got a 16. You see the tracks as well, but Melissa, you know exactly what these tracks are from. They're from lizard folk.
Lizard folk. Okay.
Lizard folk.
Can I assume that I brought a few things with me that I had stashed?
Yeah. When everybody went to get their stuff,
Yeah.
you got your stuff.
Not to be
You decided
racist.
to notice the tracks, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. Does anyone know what this is?
Yes.
Listen, not to be racist, but are lizard folk friendly, or is it just that, I mean, by nature? I know nothing.
Make
so.
a knowledge nature check.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was just a no.
And does she communicate this?
3.
Not yet. Oh, what?
3.
3.
I had no idea. What kind of scaling is it?
So it looks like those are tracks from lizard people.
Well, anyway, I draw my sword then as we continue to do whatever we're doing here.
Okay.
I have my rapier.
Give me your order. Since these trails are so narrow, you can't really walk side by side. Somebody's got to be in front and somebody's got to be in back. So what's the order?
She's in front. I was the first one to start following.
Okay.
I'm just good in the middle.
I'll go after him, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, if she's in the middle.
I'll go.
All right. And then
Well,
you.
I don't know. Maybe I should.
And then jaundiced Jape. So the forest is just it's jungle is noisy, right? There's birds chirping and you can hear all kinds of critters out there. So it makes it very difficult to kind of try to keep an eye out for what's. You just have to keep your eyes open for what you can see because it's so loud you can hardly hear anything. But you continue to follow her, and she's just sort of marching off, and then she gets to a point where there's another trail, another game trail leads into this one. Sort of, the path splits, right? And she just stops there, and she holds up this piece of paper and looks at it. And this map is no help at all.
Does anybody have map knowledge?
No, but I have a compass. Will that help us? Maybe.
It will definitely help you know direction.
Anybody know how to use the compass?
You hold it flat and you look at it.
You were holding it upside down.
You're walking generally north.
Okay.
And from the map, can we tell if that's the direction we're supposed to be walking?
Well, you haven't seen the map.
Yeah, you're in the back.
So we're walking generally north.
Does she let anyone see the map?
I mean, you're right behind her, so you could kind of take a peek at it.
What can I see as far as what's on the map?
It's
Which
old,
direction we're supposed to go?
and it's very vague. You can tell that it's this island because it's got the two.
But like, does it say like it's very vague? But does it at least give me a general direction of travel? Like, is it on this side of the island or is it on this
Does it
side
even
of the
have
island?
a compass on the map?
No, and yeah, there's a compass rose on the map.
Okay.
And she has got it held the right way. She's got north at north, and you can tell that you landed on this southern beach, and you can see the two volcanoes, and then that's it. There's words.
Can I cast detect magic to see if it's a magical map?
Sure.
I cast detect magic to 0 levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not.
Okay.
There's
So-
no magic.
The only two identifiable things on this map are basically the coastline and the two volcanoes.
Is it like a foreign language on the map? Or like any writing or anything?
No, the words are in common.
Oh, okay. So whatever
Yeah,
can
that's all
be
it
read,
said
we
was
can
basically, look between the nostrils, don't go into the mouth. Because that's where the dragon or whatever it is goes probably. So maybe I suggest to her that we start going towards the closest volcano, since it's the only identifying landmark on the map other than the beach.
We are going to the volcano.
Oh. And you don't know where it is.
Well, it's north, but which way do I go at this trail? Because none of these trails are on this map.
Well, what angle does this other trail separate from ours at?
I mean, they
Like,
both
is
kind
it-
of go off, northeast to northwest.
Okay.
Does she have a compass? Like,
She
does
does
she know
not.
like what direction she's supposed to head?
No.
I guess the point is the compass isn't helping her at this point because you
Yeah.
don't know, is that trail
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
head
yeah.
north or is it going to stay to the east? Or...
It's very, very hot, and a swarm of insects has decided to come and take residence where you are all sort of hanging out right now discussing this.
Do we see that one path is more worn than the other? I don't know that that would make a difference.
Sure. One is slightly more worn than the other.
Which one is more worn than the other?
The northwestern.
With the lizard feet?
The lizard feet were just, you can't see those anymore. That was just kind of a soft spot in the ground that you
So
can
the
see.
tracks
those.
that we
okay.
can see on...
We don't see any more tracks.
There's no more
okay,
tracks. It's
so
just,
more worn.
The trail is
Yeah.
more beaten down.
Yeah.
but not specific. Like, I mean, if you want to make a perception check to get down there and find something, you can do that.
I'd like to go about
17.
6 feet into each one and kind of analyze it.
Where's my perception again?
17.
17?
I'm a natural tracker. I have a 16.
21.
Joe, you find on the path less traveled what you think is lizard folk footprints. You see them too, and on the other path you see there's some paw prints that look like yours, only smaller, and one on each foot.
Doesn't have a peg leg.
2 or 4-legged cat?
Hard
Maybe
to
we
tell.
can't.
Okay.
So we point this out to her maybe, and then say like, do we want to? Is this any indication of which way to head? Does she have any idea? She seems pretty clueless.
I suppose we could follow. Well, which one had the paw prints on it?
Northeast. Right.
Let's go the other way.
I would like to make one more observation. Likely, since the heat here is emanating from one of these volcanoes, since they're at different distances from us, is there a way to tell, like, you know, which direction, like, heat might be radiating from, or?
Well, the heat here, aside from that heat wave after that short rumble, the heat here is just, it's the climate.
Constant.
Yeah.
Someone climb one of these trees and figure out where the nearest volcano is.
Aren't you the cat?
He's got a peg leg.
Yeah, I'm a handicapped kid.
So are you making that as a suggestion?
Yes. I'll give it a try, but
I'll do
Try,
it.
I'm
I'll do
over.
it.
19 with a 20 on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
20
Yes.
with an 18.
So wait, this was.
Wait, are we all
I
climbing
did
the tree?
20, and then my middle was a 19
We're all
plus
climbing
3.
the tree.
So
She can climb the tree.
crit.
All right. You find some vines coming out of a nearby
Right.
tree.
She's climbing the tree.
You use the vines to just sort of shimmy on up. You get up real high in this tree, and you can see more of the jungle.
Yeah, I've seen Lord of the Rings. It's just like maybe a few butterflies.
Okay.
Alright.
Maybe you can see through some of the leaves around you, sort of a darker area in the sky
The tallest tree.
that gives you some indication of where, you know, the direction of the nearest volcano.
Pick the shortest tree in the forest.
It would be north.
Okay, great. The direction we're already heading, and we have to. Yeah.
Good point. Okay.
Looks like we're going the right way.
Alright, we're going on this track.
While you're up there, you see a monkey, and it's got something in its hand and it's eating it. And it looks over at you.
I have some bread left in my pocket that I feed the birds from, and I kind of toss it to
Make a dexterity
Oh.
attack.
Yeah.
Attack? No,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
tossing it at him. I wanted to give him something.
Right, but you have to get it to him and not have it just fall through all of the trees.
A little piece of bread.
Right.
Attack.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
you're throwing something.
You're feeding
17.
It's like when you threw the weapons to
So do
your
I add
teammates.
the attack? But-
Yeah, add your dexterity bonus and your base attack
Okay.
bonus.
Oh, okay.
No, don't add your base attack bonus. Because you're
Okay,
not
so just my
proficient in
dexterity. 20.
bread. A 20?
Yes.
Wow.
The monkey drops his fruit and catches the bread.
That was worth it all.
Patrick, what are you doing up there?
You look up to see what Patrick is doing, and you get hit in the face with some half-eaten fruit.
Well, that's what happens when you ask.
Not
So,
much up here, just more trees. Looks
If-
like we're heading north, but
all right, wonderful. Jaundice Jape is silent. So we take the path that did not have the jaguar or cougar or whatever it was.
my kid's only smaller.
Alright, so we go on that track. The trail.
Okay,
Oh, you heard him.
you follow the trail. Suddenly the jungle goes silent.
So we're following the other one that's not going northeast, that has more worn down and not the paw prints.
Right.
with
It
lizard
has
folk
the lizard
print.
footprints.
Okay.
So the jungle goes silent.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it picks up again. Things start making noise, and everything goes back to the way it was. You continue on this path. You follow this path. There's several branches left and right, and you make your choices mostly based on whether or not you can find lizard folk footprints. And you follow the path maybe half the day. You have to drink a lot of water because it's very hot, but I assume you brought your water skins and your rations and all that. And then you get to a sort of a clearing in the jungle. And the dirt here, again, is very soft, almost like it was freshly tilled. And you can see, again, these what you now recognize as lizard folk footprints here in this clearing. But in the center of this rough circle of soft earth is this beautiful flower. It's sort of a light purple with some bluish hues shining through. And it's giant. It's almost as big as one of you. And it's atop what you can see is a thorny, a thick thorny vine. And even the air here is a little bit cooler. It smells like a honey and jasmine kind of a smell to it. But the air it's almost refreshing, like you want to stop and take a break.
Let's stop. Take a break here.
I don't know. This
Did you see the Wizard of Oz?
I don't know. This.
Yeah.
Did you not see how big the flower is? For all we know.
No, I mean,
I'm
I think we're probably all in agreement. We've been walking half the day.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
hot.
Hey,
It's been
watch it,
smelling like
cat.
sulfur. This
Watch
is
it.
cooler.
Watch
and,
it, cat.
Yeah, I vote for
Still
taking a break.
being vigilant of my surroundings. But yeah.
I still have my
Think
weapon
of-
drawn.
Yeah.
I just,
Fair enough.
So I have my sword in my hand, ready to grab my pistol. And
Can I
all this
cast
fun
detect
stuff.
magic again?
You cast detect magic. Okay. You
Yeah.
detect no magic.
On the flower.
On the flower.
What
Do we
about
notice anything
poison?
else?
What about
Do you have detect poison?
No. Pretty positive. I
Sure
got.
I do.
Do you
we
sense
could take-
motive on the plant?
We sent some power back to what's her
Okay,
name?
I
She's
checked
probably
detect
had
poison.
Like that in it.
You do?
You do?
Yeah,
Yes!
You do?
I do have detect poison.
Wow.
You should have done that earlier.
You
On
cast
the map?
detect
All that
poison.
hash.
Oh.
We probably
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
want to know since we were surrounded by it.
And you sort of move your aura over towards this purplish flower, and it reveals nothing.
so
It's not poisonous.
It's not
still,
poisonous.
so not poisonous
Should be
flower,
relatively
but
safe.
still
Just
kind of
sit
suspicious
by
of
it.
your flower.
It's got thorns.
Yeah.
So still.
It's not
suspicious
bad
of
that the
your
air is
flower.
cleaner for whatever reason. Okay.
It's obviously an important flower to be in a tilled clearing in the center, like it's
The lizard
They
folk
worship
prints
place
all
there,
around.
yeah.
With lizard footprints.
exactly.
Something tells me this is their temple we're heading
Yeah, or
towards.
something.
Make
Maybe
a
we-
perception check for me.
21 with a 19.
I critted.
14.
I got a 20 with a 20.
Oh!
Well, I mean 20 with an 18 plus my
I got 21.
All right.
12 plus 8, so 20.
So, if you got higher than 15, which many of you did, as you're sitting there eating your rations and drinking your water and refreshing yourselves,
I'm not sword in the ground like you do, so still grab it.
Yeah. You notice out of the corner of your eye that the dirt is slowly moving, like there's something under it moving towards your group.
Uh-oh.
Look about.
Yeah, look at that, lads. Step lively now.
What's going on? Because I rolled a 10.
What's going on? Look about the ground is moving.
Now that she points it out to you, you can clearly see that it's moving slowly, but it's creeping towards where you guys are hanging out.
Is it creeping towards a specific person in the group?
No.
Oh.
Is it coming from multiple directions?
And actually, who got higher than a 20?
Well, I got a 20.
I got 21.
Okay.
I got
Well, the
20
three
with
of
a
you
20.
actually notice that it's moving in 2 places.
Okay.
And at this
Like on either
point,
side of us, or
you should, yeah. Let's roll for initiative. Out of the ground, near this beautiful flower, bursts these 2
Oh.
vines,
Ooh.
these thorny
My-
vines,
Oh my gosh.
clearly intending to lash out at your party. But since you noticed them coming and you were prepared, several of you get to go before they do. Phoebe, you are up first.
I am attacking with the dagger. So I've got 17 to attack with the dagger to stab at it.
Okay, that will hit.
Alright. 1 damage. No, 2 damage, I'm sorry.
It does not recoil.
okay then.
Patrick,
Okay,
Come
I've
on,
got my
short
rapier. What?
I said, come on, short stack.
17.
17 hits.
Okay, and that's a 1d4. 3.
Alright. Veraveil,
Did it do anything at all?
you slashed
Nicked
at
it.
it. You nicked it. Yeah, it is a tough woody vine. And those thorns are no joke.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my katana, so that's +4.
Do it.
So 24, and then I have 1, and then 1d8 plus 11.
11? Where'd you roll?
But is it the top one that I'm looking at, or?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
then.
rolled an 8?
Yeah.
Oh, your reaction to that roll made me think that, because you like kind of chuckled. It made me think you rolled like a
Well,
1 or something.
I figured like they the highest.
Okay, so Veraveil slashes at this thing with her katana, and she actually brings her katana down in an arc and cuts out one of the thorns. And this wave of cold is released from this plant, and you can see in the roots of the thorns that it's this kind of an icy blue color. And now the plant attacks.
It's madder at you than he is us.
Probably is, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna go for Veraveil.
Whoops.
That will definitely hit a 20.
Ooh.
That'll hit, right? And then, and then another 20 on Joe.
On me, can I block or do anything? Or dodge or...
No, if you use that dodge ability, your gunslinger dodge ability, it adds a bonus to your AC. I think it's like a +2 bonus, but it's going to cost you a grit to do it. I'm not sure how long it lasts. Veraveil, you take 4 cold damage. Joe, you take 2. And
Cold damage?
yes,
Does that have any other effect?
it really doesn't to you.
Non-lethal.
No,
Or
it's still lethal.
Okay.
It doesn't like freeze up my arm or anything.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't freeze up your arm.
Okay.
And you are both grappled. Next would be Gato.
Okay. Well, I seeing that the flower is actually seems to be connected to these things. I'm gonna attack the flower. I have a 2 and a 1.
Oh,
Oh boy.
pick one.
This is good.
If your attack hits an ally within reach and it is a critical threat, you must roll to confirm the critical hit.
Oh.
Gosh.
All right. Roll 1d20.
That is a 6.
So 6 plus 4 is a 10. 10 does not hit Veraveil's armor class, so it is not a critical hit on Veraveil. It is just a regular
He
hit.
missed.
So, roll your damage.
Oh, seriously?
Thank you, lass.
8. Alright, so you take 10 points of damage from Joel's longsword. Veraveil, how many hit points do you have left?
Yeah, she's a day.
That's good.
Okay. Alright, Killian, your turn.
Alright, I go to slash the arm that has a hold of it.
Yeah. So you can do that in a grapple. You can't do anything that requires 2 hands.
What's
Yeah.
this? You can only.
You take a -2
yeah.
penalty to your attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm not just gonna sit there and let it. I'm gonna attack.
Okay.
So 13 plus 3, I think, with an 18. So that's critical for me on my sword. Which
Oh, your sword crits on an 18,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have a 13
Times 2.
on top of it.
Yeah.
Or-
Well, 16.
A 16.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a confirmed critical hit.
So the times 2 is added to my damage.
So you can choose the _2, or you can choose this.
Says hamstring, normal damage, and 1d2 dex damage, and target is not prone.
I don't know how you hamstring a vine.
With no legs.
Yeah,
So it does.
but I mean,
Those are kind of
it could be
arms.
knocked prone, which would cause it to release you.
I guess I'll just go for the double damage.
All right, roll it.
6, 12.
12 damage. Okay.
Do I cut all the way through it?
You do some serious damage, and it actually releases you.
Sweet.
Kind of pulls back a little bit.
Can I take this card away then? Am I grappled?
You are no longer grappled.
Sweet.
Now it is Cocky's turn. She strikes at the thing, does a few points of damage with her cutlass, but mostly she's a coward. And Cocky Tarun, the lady that's the leader of your group.
Okay then.
And Jaundice Jape grabs his axe and he swings his axe in a wide arc, and he misses. And then it is back to Phoebe's turn.
At least he didn't do a friendly fire like Joel did.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not
Stand in the
grappled,
way.
right? It's not. That's
I
not
was-
with me, right?
Right, you're not
I
grappled.
was caught by a plant.
Well, I have a dagger, but I've also got my battle aspergillum, which I'm thinking about using because it does more damage.
Yes.
We're in the fight for our lives.
7
7 does not hit.
does not.
Patrick.
Where are we in relation to this? Is there like any way we can flank him, the plant, from where I am versus somebody else?
Yeah, you can try to.
Have we done
speed
damage
up.
to 2 plants yet? Or engaged 2 plants?
You
Since there
don't
was the.
you don't know.
Oh.
I mean you know which one you attacked. You attacked one vine. The other vine may have been attacked as well.
Oh, well.
You're kind of focused on the thorns that are squeezing you and piercing your skin with cold.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Don't
Yeah.
mind me.
Okay, so we can kind of flank it with somebody else
Sure.
with who.
Yeah, you can say that you're close enough to flank
That
it.
doesn't matter. So yeah, never mind. I didn't hit it.
As you move in to flank it, you notice that the soft ground is very difficult to walk in because it is so soft. And so you go in to try to swing and you just end up
Swing and a miss.
sinking. Veraveil.
I'm gonna try to cut my way out of this. The one that's still holding on to me, hoping I don't get hit by my teammate again. 13.
Nope.
Base attack.
Plus your -2 for being
Oh,
grappled.
so 13 minus 2, so then 11.
You do not hit it.
Oh, great.
You have a hard time
Yeah.
swinging your katana at something that is squeezing you.
Yeah.
And so now it actually does squeeze you. It
Is it like tightening around her?
it constricts you, and it does 5 points of damage from just the constriction,
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
and it does 6 points of cold damage on top of that. You just feel these thorns pierce through your
She
armor
just took 11 damage.
into your skin,
That means she's unconscious. Oh.
and
great.
your body is filled with just this frozen terror, and you black out.
Ready
You're
to leave the
completely
bed.
unconscious.
For me to
I
cast
kinda-
a spell, do I have to wait for my turn again?
Unless you hold an action. If you want to, like, on your turn, you can tell me, I'm gonna hold my action until a trigger. right? Until like something happens. Then you can go ahead when that trigger happens. Then you can go ahead and unhold your action.
I'm
Good
gonna
to know.
die. Then I'm gonna die.
Is she within
What'd you say? What's
couple
my
other
sword
questions?
like? Is
Yeah.
it 1d8
For a touch
plus
spell,
2
does my hair
on the
count?
attack, or-
Yes, we'll say yes.
Okay. Okay, can we also say she's within 10 feet of me?
Sure.
And you have really long hair.
Well,
Well,
not yet.
It's not her turn. Okay.
I also have a
Um,
potion of cure light wounds.
Okay, and then the other one attacks Joe again.
Ugh.
It is mad at you, but it kind of swings up and then misses because of all the damage that's been done to it. It's having trouble getting that tendril to work, and it pulls your body in closer to. So this one is actually the one that's got Veraveil is now out of reach of everybody else, and it pulls her in to kind of the center of the spot where the flower is.
Oh my god,
And
that's right, I'm
this
gonna cry.
beautiful bloom opens up to
Oh,
reveal
I'm right.
this
Oh
ice cold fanged
Oh
maw.
my god, I am right. I am gonna cry. Just kidding.
Gato.
Oh my god. Of course, I
I
can't
hope
say.
it's soft on the inside and I
can't
swing at it again.
I can't say anything 'cause I'm unconscious.
Okay.
You won't feel it.
I know. I'm like.
It went over in front of. Okay.
So if it's a +4, then it's a 14.
14 will hit.
The plant's mad. It's growling.
9.
9 damage. Okay. You slice off a petal of the flower, and this icy cold blast comes out of it. If it were a creature, you would swear it just went. Killian.
How far away am I from the plant? And if I realized that, like,
You're right next to this thing. You're
Oh.
about 10 feet from this stuff.
Have I realized? I mean, like, if I saw the plant drag her over there, then I assume I've realized that, like, the vines are connected to the flower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure, that's safe to say.
Do I have a clear shot at the flower? Like,
It's
he's
trying.
standing in my way.
Yeah, he is kind of standing in your way, and the flower is trying to put Veraveil into its maw.
Can I, like, run up past him or whatever and just shoot, like, right into the thing?
Let's see, what's your movement?
Speed of
It's
30
human.
feet.
Yeah, and so it
Yeah,
would take
30.
you your whole movement to get there because the terrain is so soft, right? But you could get there. So you run right up to it, point
Right.
blank, shoot it in the
draw my pistol
flower.
and shoot it. So, 14.
14 does hit.
Okay. Just one.
Just one.
Gosh.
I'm doomed.
All right. Well, at least you didn't shoot Veraveil.
Yeah.
I forgot to put powder in it, and the ball just like rolls out.
I
and,
didn't
like,
put enough.
momentarily
I didn't
chokes
put
you.
enough
It
powder in
goes,
it.
ow.
Yeah.
I didn't
That
put
powder
enough.
might be old. You know,
That
it could be a
damn-
little
yeah.
bit wet.
Something.
Something
All right.
happened. It just didn't give you the
All right.
force you were expecting. But the mouth of the flower sort of turns towards you. You shot it like over on the side, and it's just like this blast of cold
Well,
hits you in the face.
took its attention off her, I guess.
Cocky moves towards the one vine that's still out there, out of the soft ground, right where she can hit it, and she swings. And as she does, you hear this just loud tramping in the forest, like multiple footsteps coming at you. Cocky misses, and then she turns, and Jaundice Jape takes a swing, and he hits the one that's close to him, cutting a little slice out of it, but it just sap oozes out of it, and nothing big happens. But at that point, these dark, black-scaled lizard creatures come out of the woods, and they see what's happening, and one of them throws a net over this thing, and two of them begin pulling on that net, and kind of pin it down. You can see that it starts to try to pull back into the earth, but they're holding it. They've got it tangled in this net in such a way that it can't pull down.
Experience sent us.
They throw some other nets at this one, but the first net misses. Phoebe,
My
it's
turn.
your turn.
So my hair is going to start getting longer and longer and longer, and it's going to reach out to touch Veraveil, and I'm going to cast a Cure Light Wounds for 7 points.
Does 7 get you back up above 0?
What's negative?
Sorry.
Back at 4.
It's back at 4.
I'm sorry, I'm not good at math.
See, you
You're at
didn't
4.
die.
Okay, so
Okay.
you just feel something weird and tangly touch you.
The
First thing
dreadlocks.
the Rapunzel saw.
They're
Multicolored
dreadlocks?
dreadlocks came out.
Okay. And you guys see this. You've never seen this before.
Right.
This is weird, right? Her hair just starts growing and then almost like tentacles reaches
Prehensile
out.
dreadlocks.
Wow.
10 feet.
10 feet. Not my eyebrows. Just
Gross.
I read that. Like, she could do her
I could
eyebrows.
do my eyebrows, but I'm not going to.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's a little less.
She has standards.
little
And if
less
she
weird.
had a beard,
If I had a beard,
if she
But I'm
were a
not a
dwarf or something, she could
What about nose hairs?
Oh.
nose
doesn't
hairs.
say.
I would allow it.
Oh.
Not gonna.
I feel like just let me die.
Alright. I wouldn't know I'm on. I
Don't
wouldn't
touch me,
know.
I'll find some more healing
I
magic.
wouldn't know I'm on contract.
Phoebe has healed you. Patrick, your turn.
Did I get on the other side of this flower head from Gato
She's just like
on last
conscious.
time? I didn't hit it, but I was moving to flank.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on the other
So I'm
side.
still going for the flower with the rapier. 14.
14 hits.
Okay, so damage 1.
Alright. Veraveil, it is your turn.
I'm thinking, is there anything I can do because I'm slightly conscious, so I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, you're back to conscious, and you still have your sword in your hand.
Okay.
Although one of your arms is pinned, but your other arm is free, and you've got the katana in it, and
Okay,
it is
so
trying to put you
If it's
into its
still
mouth.
pinned, does that mean I still take the -2, right?
Yes,
Okay.
to attack. Yeah,
Okay.
because you're grappled.
9.
A 9, that misses. At this point, it constricts you again,
Go back to being unconscious. Bye, everybody.
and it's going to make a bite attack as well. And it fumbles its bite attack.
Yay.
You are so lucky. But it will still constrict, which is going to do.
I'm gonna be unconscious twice. How am I lucky?
Hey guys, I'm back.
6 damage from the constriction and 5 cold damage.
So you're -7.
So yeah, 11 more damage to you.
Hi guys, I'm going back to being unconscious.
Good try.
Yeah.
Good try.
Gato, it is your turn.
I'm gonna hit it again.
Oh, that's nice. I have a 22 with a 20 on top of it.
Okay.
Normal damage and 1 constitution damage. Target cannot speak or bite until healed.
And I'm attacking the actual mouth of the thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'll take that. I'll just roll my normal damage. And someone's going to have to heal it before it can do anything.
I mean,
Because you have to do a good amount of damage
touch
to enact.
put your hair up.
No, it's just that's automatic because he critted. So
Oh,
he's
okay,
choosing
okay.
to
Okay.
make it unable to bite
10.
and does 10 damage to it.
Very nice.
So
I'm good at killing plants.
yeah, you have actually effectively broken what you might call its jaw. Right? It's the petals where they would normally close. Your slash came down in such a way that some of those petals are just hanging loose, and you can see the top petals trying to close in order to bite at Veraveil, but the bottom petals are just dangling there.
Looks like plants at your mother's house.
Killian, it is your turn.
I'll slash at the mouth with my sword,
All right.
which is in my other hand. 19 with a 20.
Jeez.
I like these cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are cool.
Slash it.
Which deck is that?
This is just the critical hit deck.
And where'd you get that?
Where do you get anything? Amazon.
I know, but I don't guess I'm looking for
So
price
normal
stuff.
damage and target is sickened for 1d6 rounds.
So sickened means the creature takes a -2 penalty on all attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks.
3, so 6.
Alright. It looks like it is weak. Cocky turns, she stops fighting the plant creature, and she sort of holds her sword up at the lizard folk that are all around. Jape as well sees what she's doing, and he turns and steps away from the vine, and he holds his battle axe out at the lizard folk. The lizard folk then throw another net at where Veraveil is on this thing, and this time it catches. So you are now covered in a thorny vine, as well as a net. And the lizard folk, they look at you and they go,
I look at who and do that?
Everybody
The
that's here, the group, they're
I'm
all kind
uncon-
of shouting these things
I'm
at you.
unconscious.
Does anybody speak their language?
I don't suppose like a linguistics would work. Linguistics skill check would work.
No, but interestingly, you recognize this as draconic, and you can somehow you feel like you understand what they're saying. They're saying it's okay. We're not here to hurt you. Get away from the plant.
She gets that.
She gets that.
Can I say anything back in Draconic?
On your turn, which it is.
I just say back, I said, my friend is dying, I'm trying to heal her.
We're trying to help. Get away from there.
Okay. I'm gonna reach out with Dreadlock, touch her again,
Okay.
see what I can do.
Keep her from dying.
Only 5. So
Okay.
she's still dying.
So,
But
maybe
you were healed
2.
for 5.
So what? How long can you keep your
2
hair
minutes.
hex going?
2
2
minutes.
minutes.
2
Oh,
minutes a
okay.
day. That's why I was double checking.
So each round of combat is 6 seconds.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure.
And the reason they do 6 seconds is because it makes 10 rounds a minute. So that's it's easier to keep track of a base 10, right? So you heal her a bit,
She's still unconscious.
and you're still away from the thing,
Okay.
right? So, but all these lizard folk now are all over the place.
And then I'm gonna shout like they're trying to help.
Which is kind of obvious from them throwing the net
Well,
over the thing.
I
You
mean, I
would
forget
think.
it
They
was a
don't mean,
given,
but they don't mean us any harm.
Right.
But jaundice and
Yeah, I'm saying
Yeah,
they
the
should
monkey.
have, let's let them help kill the plant, then we'll worry about them.
All right, Patrick.
Going for the head again, because that's where I am.
Or do they want us to keep it alive? Well, we don't know that. I'm just
I don't know that.
speculating. I'm just speculating.
Yeah, and then critical fail.
Critical fail.
It is. I've got 2 1s and no, wait, that's a 7. Never mind. Yeah, it's
Still have A1.
Yeah.
You still missed, and you got a 1 on the bottom.
Yep.
Oh, all right. What kind of a weapon are you using?
Rapier.
Slashing
Piercing.
or piercing? Rapier would be piercing. Huh?
Piercing.
All right, here you go.
Please don't hit me.
I want new dice.
Please don't hit me, short stack.
What's it say?
Okay, that's not as bad as it could be. So for melee, armor smash.
Not
My
for
attack
melee, for
deals.
piercing.
No, it's
No, this
melee
one's- I
range,
forget.
natural, or magic. So my attack deals damage to my armor.
To your
To
own
your
armor.
Yeah, so you slice off a piece of your armor.
Thankfully, I'm only a 1d4. Watch, I'll roll a 4 for the first time ever. Do I roll it?
Yes. Roll your attack.
2.
Okay.
So I take 2 points of.
Well, you don't take the damage.
It says to my armor.
Right. Your armor takes the damage.
Right.
What are you wearing? Leather?
Yeah.
Your armor has a hardness of 2, which means 2 of those points don't count. Yeah, okay. Then nothing happens. Veraveil, you are unconscious. Make a Constitution check. How much damage? What's your negative right now? Negative.
Oh yeah, so yeah, -2.
Okay, so make a Constitution check at a -2 modifier. Is it higher than 10?
No.
All right, you lose another point of like hit point, 1 hit point damage,
-3 now. That's what you're at.
and you are that much closer to death.
Dead.
The plant, now that it cannot bite you, tries to drop you. And it does drop you, but it tries to withdraw down into the ground. And it can't do so because it's tangled up in this net. But since you're also tangled up in the net with it, you take 3 points of incidental damage.
So,
And
-6.
Gato.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it in the face again. And if your weapon has a crit on 19 or 20, does that mean a 19 or 20
Yep.
on your highest dice?
Yep.
Okay, so I crit with a 19 on my highest dice, and then my middle dice would be a 21.
Wow. Let's go.
It takes me a little bit to get warmed up.
I guess. Especially in this
We've all been
icy.
waiting for a good fight.
Tangle, double damage, and you may automatically grapple the target.
Makes perfect sense in this scenario. Do you want to grapple the target?
No. I'll do the double damage, it's fine. I'll take my normal double damage. So D8 plus 2 times 2. Oh, that's gonna be good.
I will say that because you can grapple the target and you're right there next to her, you can pull Veraveil out.
Okay, I'll do that.
Still do your double damage.
Ooh.
So you can slash at it.
So
and
9 times 2, 18.
18. Okay.
This thing's gotta be almost.
It falls. It
Nice.
crumples. Right? The flower part of it just sort of withers, and both vines just give up the fight. They fall down. You yank Veraveil out of it to some screaming hysterics by the lizard folk. Idiots! Why did you kill it?
Yeah. that's what I
You're
was
so
worried
stupid!
I don't know what they're saying, so I just turned to face them. My sword's still in front of me.
They're angry.
Just lie on this line on the ground.
It was
I just-
attacking us. We didn't know what to do.
Like I said, I turned towards them, and I just glanced at the plant. I looked back at them.
So now you're kind of at this standoff, right? There's these lizard folks there, and they're all brandishing their weapons. And you're unconscious. You're stuck in this soft dirt.
Are its thorns still cold?
Oh yeah.
Can I snap one off?
Yeah.
So I grab one of the cold thorns still and have it in my other hand just in case.
Okay. The lizard folk say, put your weapons down. We don't want to kill you, even though you're stupid.
I can't talk till my turn, right?
Well, we're out of
Okay,
combat.
okay.
Yeah.
Guys, they said they're not trying to kill us. Just put our weapons down. They're here to help. And so then I asked them, "Do you have any healers?"
You know, we have healers back at the camp.
Because my friend is dying.
Friend is stupid.
So
If I
can
wasn't
I,
unconscious, I'd be like,
since we're not, I have potion of cure light wounds. Can I give that to her now
Yeah.
that we're not? Okay, so.
So they said they basically told us they want us to put our weapons down. I'm gonna see what I can get away with, and I'm going to sheath my weapon and move my hands away from it.
Okay.
I'm
So-
still
Okay, they're watching the others.
I'm still kind of leery. Like I holstered my pistol, but like.
Well, that's why I
guess
sheathed it.
you
I
could've
didn't just
done
toss it
that.
on
Yeah.
the ground.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I've only
I
got
don't
one
feel
more
comfortable
for
just
today.
dropping it,
gotcha.
and I'll put it
So
away.
that's
So that
What does the head girl do that's supposed to be our?
Cocky?
Was it what was on?
Well,
she
once
ran off
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Once
It was
Phoebe
7, but I'll take that. So.
once Phoebe expresses to Cocky
6.
that they're not hostile, Then Cocky kind of looks at Jape for some reason, and Jape shrugs and puts his axe back.
Okay.
And so Cocky sheathes her weapon as well.
So that potion of cure light wounds gives her 5 points.
Okay. So you
Negative one.
kind of ignore everything that's happening with all of the lizard folk, and you just kneel down next to her, pop open your potion,
Well, I heard him say back at the village. and
Pour it,
I'm
yeah.
not thinking she's gonna make it back to the village, so.
you pour it down her throat. She coughs and sputters as she wakes up again.
-1.
Oh, you're
Yeah, she's
negative
still
1?
negative
Oh,
one.
you're still
Okay.
dead? Oh, well,
Yeah.
make another Constitution check for me.
Okay. Do I still subtract it?
No, it just will be, you have a +1 to your
Yeah.
con, right? So it'll just cancel each other out.
Oh, okay.
So whatever you roll is what you roll. What's your middlest die? 13?
Yeah.
Alright, you stabilize. You no longer lose hit points, but you are, you're still unconscious.
I'm gonna go and do it.
She still got her hair out in the open.
No, my hair went back. My hair's gone
Oh,
back.
it did?
Yeah.
Do we want to know what the next thing is?
So 5. I hit it for 5 more.
5 more.
4.
Alright, there we go.
There you go.
You're
You wake up
unconscious.
to see this dead plant laying there. You're still icy cold, and you are now surrounded by these scary looking black scaled lizard folk. Everybody else has put their weapons away.
Like, you're awake. They're here to help the lizard people. Just relax. You didn't die.
Am I able to stand, or am I like kind of like wobbling as I'm like?
Oh yeah, I mean you're weak. You feel like you died twice.
You don't have this anymore.
Oh, okay, that's good. So I
No,
guess.
don't give that to me.
Okay,
Oh,
so
my bad.
That's
yeah, I
you.
forgot.
okay, so I guess I'm kind of wobbling as I get up.
Yeah, yeah. So, since they you seem to understand them. They speak to you, and they're like, we know why you're here, and we will take you back to our village. You come to our village, but first, we will harvest this plant that you murdered.
I'm sorry, we didn't mean to. It was attacking us.
The Frostthorn is very important on this island, because if there is a burn, a poultice of Frostthorn will cause the pain of the burn to go away. The Frostthorn counters the fire.
Tell them you're welcome then.
We will plant more
can't.
Frostthorn here. And they go in and they begin
they can't
pulling out
harvest
like
anymore
what they
from
can
that.
of it, and one of them reaches into his pouch and pulls out this glowing icy seed. And he puts this into that soft ground and buries it real deep there and pours a little bit of water on it. And the other ones are just pulling out, they're pulling these thorns out. They can just grab them, and if they pull hard enough and wiggle it, it's almost like pulling a tooth, right? This thing comes out, but you see these blue roots of it. Yeah, it's more of a but the roots are blue, and clearly there's this icy thing to it. So they pull as many of those out as they can get, and then or that are worth it. They leave the small ones, and then they put those in their bags. And
Can I go grab one of the small ones?
you can try. Sure,
What do I need to do?
you just yank it out.
Okay.
I'm already holding one.
It's
I put my
cold.
weapon away.
It's cold, but it's not as you can tell it's not as potent. And
I stuffed the one I had in my pocket.
I'm going to give you a card for that. We'll say that you have several of these.
Okay.
And
Yay,
you don't know what this card is, but this is my alchemy system. And so you're gonna get things when you harvest things. They will have symbols on them.
Is that what you scribbled over?
Mhm.
Okay.
So the things that I've scribbled over are what represent that particular reagent.
Okay.
Okay? And so Peppery can help you understand a little bit more about that. In fact, I'll give you this. She knows stuff. I'll give you this fireweed kelp too, because you probably still have some of that. I remember you didn't put all of the fireweed kelp into your pot. So you follow the lizard folk.
I'm going really sluggishly though.
Okay.
Is she leaning on anyone? Or does she need...
It's hard to lean on anyone because the paths here are so narrow. I mean, once you get out of this this
You
opening.
can carry her.
That's true.
Like piggyback ride.
That's true. Except she's wearing like, what are you wearing?
That's what I'm
Don't
saying.
you have heavy armor on?
That's what I'm saying. Who can
I
carry
have
her with all of her
I have
armor?
+2.
Oh.
Leather armor.
Yeah.
Oh, just leather armor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can carry her. Well, not Gato, because
He's got a peg leg.
he's got a peg leg.
I'll carry it. Or the
Well,
what's his face?
does one of the lizard people carry her?
No.
No.
No, they don't. They don't offer. I don't know.
Because we're stupid.
But I did not relay the fact that they said we were stupid. I did not say that to
Okay.
them.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Alright,
You don't
that's
hear the
probably a
disdain in
wise
their
choice.
voice, yeah.
So you don't know that they hate you. Lightning flashes. You can see this through all of the canopy even. And the ground shakes and the thunder roars. And you get that feeling, the trees start to blow, the feeling of a storm approaching. And the lizard folk look up. Kikasawata, wow. We must go. It is a distance.
Let's go, guys. Let's go before we get rained on. It's gonna be a while.
You follow them deeper into the jungle. You see a huge, noisy insect buzz down onto one of those pitcher-looking plants, right? And just when you think, oh, that sucker's done, he's gonna get stuck in all that sticky goo, this monitor lizard that you didn't even see but was right there the whole time chomps down on it, crunches a couple times, and slinks away. You follow them for pretty much the rest of the day. It's just about nightfall by the time you get to the lizard folk village.
Are we still kind of heading in the direction that we were? So
Yeah.
towards
It-
where we wanted to go?
At some point they branch off because they're not going straight towards the volcano. So they do branch off to the west. And you reach their village. We'll pick it up at the lizard folk village next time.